Hi everybody, it's Lori Wetzel here with the next installment of Tech Tip Tuesdays, and this week I'm going to share with you a resource called Socrative, www.socrative.com. Socrative is an online student response system, and in the elementaries it's only going to be useful right now while you're in a computer lab with your students. At the middle school, if you're in a computer lab or maybe you have the netbooks in your classroom, and at the high school, if you're dealing with the laptops in your classroom, it would work, or if you have students who have their own devices. I do want to mention this resource because as we move toward a one-to-one initiative, this is a site that will allow you to use a student response system with smartphones, with laptops, and with tablets. So no matter what device you're dealing with, it is going to work. The first thing I want to share with you is this how it works area. So I'm going to give you an overview of how everything does work, but all of these links are great for giving basic information. The overview tells you how simple it is. You can ask multiple choice, true, false, short answer. It can be self-paced, it can be teacher-paced, there can be prepared quizzes or not. So you have a lot of different options. Where the quick exercises are concerned, you do have the option to, on the fly, ask multiple choice questions. It immediately gives students an A, B, C, D, or E choice, and it is up to you to tell them which choices are appropriate. You've got a true-false choice, and you also have a short answer. So with the short answer, if your device has a full QWERTY keyboard, the kids can now type in a short answer with that full QWERTY keyboard. I liked these exit tickets. I thought they had a really great use. You can, as you've done before in the classroom, I'm sure, check for your students' understanding as their ticket out the door. Well, they have an exit ticket built into their site that asks them to tell you what they learned today and what they need tomorrow. And you can ask that they fill that out and submit that before they leave class. You also have the option to create quizzes. They are obviously auto-graded if they are multiple choice, true, false, things that are easily graded, and you can actually share quizzes among teachers, and I'll show you how that works. And then finally, I haven't actually played around with these at all, but there is a game called Space Race that will turn your set of questions into a game for the students, and it looks like it breaks up the students into teams. And last but certainly not least, Socrative also has the capability of creating reports, and it is as easy as having it emailed to you. That's the overview. So let's take a look at how it works. I'm going to go to the teacher login, and you would have to go in and sign up, of course. All it requires is your email address and a password. The really nice thing about this particular website is the students do not need to have an account on the site. All they need is your room number. So you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm going to be working on another computer right next to me, and I went to Socrative.com. I clicked in that I was a student and wanted to log in, and I typed in the room number, and in just a moment we should see that I have one student in my room, and there you go. So that's as easy as it gets to get your students enrolled in your class so that you can ask them questions. Single question activities are meant for on-the-fly kinds of questions. And like I said, with multiple choice, it is immediately going to give you 5 options, A, B, C, D, and E. So you are going to verbally ask the kids a question, you're going to give them the choices A, B, C, D, and E, and they'll be able to display, it will display the results for you. You've got true, false, and short answer, and like I said, the advantage here, full QWERTY keyboard depending on what devices you happen to be using with the students. Quiz-based activities are actually pre-made quizzes, and I'm going to go to Start Quiz, and this site has some kind of built-in. So I'm going to go to the demo quiz, for instance, and you can do it as student-paced, where they answer the questions at their own pace, or you can do a teacher-paced quiz, where you run the pace of the quiz. If you are going to do student-paced, you have the choice to randomize your answer choices. You can give right, wrong feedback. A lot of the options that you see with the student response systems within our active expressions. I'm going to go back to the main screen. And I am going to go to Manage Quizzes before I show you how the quiz actually works. So if I want to go to my demo quiz, for instance, I can go in and edit the quiz. And you have this option for sharing, which I think is really powerful. If you have a teacher in your department that created a quiz using Socrative, they can enable or disable the sharing, and all that other teacher needs to do to use your quiz is go to the import quiz area and type in this number, and then they have access to what it is that you're using or what it is that you created. You have the option to move the questions up and down. You have the option to delete the questions, and obviously if you've ever used active expressions, it's similar to that format or process. You can choose the type of question you want to add. So if I wanted to add a multiple choice question, I type in the question. Answers 3, 4, and 5 are optional, as is the explanation, and I can hit save. And that's all there is to it, to creating a quiz ahead of time. Once again, I am going to go back, since I'm not actually going to create an additional quiz question. And I want to go ahead and actually run the demo quiz. And again, there are some things you're not going to see because I'll be the other student on my other computer doing this, so bear with me and be patient as you watch the process. All I have to do to start a quiz tells you right up here. To start a quiz, go to the main menu and select Start Quiz. Okay, here I am at my main menu. I'm going to go ahead and click on Start Quiz. I have to select which quiz I want to start, so I am going to select my demo quiz, and I am going to make it teacher paced. So my students, or your students, will be logged into your room number, and my student computer right now, though you can't see it, says please enter your first and last name. So I am going to do that, and I am going to submit, and in just a moment you will see my answer pop up on the screen, as will all of your students. I'm going to send the next question to my students, and the next question is now popped up on my student computer. Which of the following American presidents was not a K-12 or college teacher? And I'm going to choose Ronald Reagan. And this one happened to have enabled feedback because I got a response on my student computer saying, good job, I got the right answer, and you see the live results there. So as you can see, the interface is very easy to use and simple for the students to use as well. It asked me if I want to end the activity. So I have the choice to email a report or download a report or not do a report at all. So emailing the report directly to me is kind of nice. It just gives me an Excel document that I can open up and see how the kids did. So again, very similar to the options available in Active Expressions. As I mentioned, right now, this is a tool that is strictly going to be useful if you have your classroom outfitted with every single student having a device. So computer labs, or checking out netbooks, or checking out laptops at the high school, or being in a computer lab at the elementary. But again, as we move toward the one-to-one initiative and we have a device in every student's hand, this is going to prove to be an excellent tool for using student responses in an effective way. It is available on smartphones, on tablets, and on computers, and it works with any internet browser, so it's got a lot of capabilities and a lot of flexibility. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Have a great week.